Raise your hand if you've ever purchased a gun safe or a rifle safe, some type of a trigger lock mechanism, maybe something like this combination trigger lock or something even with a key. Now raise your other hand if you paid state sales tax when you made that purchase. Raise your other hand, if you have three hands, if you had no idea that some states exempt tax on purchases such as these. Hi, this is Steve, Critical Dreamer Channel. Thanks for being here. First and foremost, I'm going to stay away from the whole topic of whether or not it's even a good idea for the government to be incentivizing responsibility, but maybe we'll do a separate video on that, but feel free to leave comments and your feelings on that if you wish. Right now we're going to stick to what we know and what we already have. It's really not a lot, but it is worth knowing, and I'm surprised at how many people really have no idea about this, so I thought it's a good topic to discuss. So let's start out. Number one, Connecticut. Connecticut General Statutes, Section 12-412-101. Firearm safety devices. Sales of and the storage, use, or other consumption of firearm safety devices. For purposes of this subdivision, firearm safety devices shall include safes, lock boxes, trigger and barrel locks, and other items designed to enhance home firearm safety. Staying on the East Coast, let's go to New Jersey. Receipts from sales of firearm trigger locks tax exempt. Now this is New Jersey Revised Statute, Section 5432B-8.50 from 2015. Receipts from sales of firearm trigger locks tax exempt. This act shall be known and may be cited as the Firearm Accident Prevention Act. Receipts from sales of firearm trigger locks and other devices that enable the firearm to be made inoperable by anyone other than an authorized person are exempt from the tax imposed under the Sales and Use Tax Act. Staying on the East Coast, my favorite, Massachusetts. Mass General Laws, Chapter 64H, Section 6, RR. Sales of commercial gun safes and trigger lock devices. It's spelled out so clearly. Of all places, can you imagine that? Now let's take a jump across the country. Washington State. 2005 Washington Revised Code, RCW 82.08.832, Exemptions, sales of gun safes. Now, if you pay attention to the wording, it seems to not include trigger locks. It's just gun safes. If you're from Washington State, feel free to chime in and confirm that. As used in this section in the RCW 82.12.832, gun safe means an enclosure specifically designed or modified for the purpose of storing a firearm and equipped with a padlock, key lock, combination lock, or similar locking device which, when locked, prevents the unauthorized use of the firearm. The only other one seems to be Michigan. Michigan, somewhere around 2015, seems that they put some legislation in order to revise the sales tax code to include safes and trigger locks until I think around 2018. Doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. So as far as I can tell, it's just these four states. Well, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as well is one of those four. But again, I'm surprised how many people aren't aware of this. And even some retailers, I think there was one big box store specifically that was slightly reprimanded because they were still charging sales tax on their gun safes in one of these places. So it's good information to know. It's very simple. Again, whether or not you think this stuff should be incentivized by the government, that's a different story. However, it is something, saves you a few bucks, and I think it's good knowledge to have. This is Steve, Critical Dreamer Channel. Thanks for being here. Be present, be mindful, and remember, it's all about the harmony.